안녕하세요. SK텔레콤.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Seokkeon from SK Telecom. Thank you for inviting me to this honorable occasion.
오늘 제가 발표드릴 내용은
My presentation
기술 내용과는 좀 거리가 있을 것
is a
같아요.
bit
좀 기술 내용뿐만 아니라 어떤 저희가
distant from the technical perspective. This is about how we view the business opportunity, what we are thinking about. So that's what I'm trying to hear. That's why I'm here to share with you. At SK Telecom, we are highly interested in social issues and ESG. So we have a vision of an ICT-based sustainable future, and we are trying to tackle the climate change by achieving net zero by 2050. So we are targeting. We have a target of emission reduction of 47.4% by 2030. We always talk about traffic congestion and green energy in terms of UAM. That's our interest. And we also trying to provide new experiences and services based on our technology. That's why we have become interested in this UAM opportunity.
SK텔레콤에서 추진해왔던 내용을 간략히 소개.
Let me introduce a brief history of SK Telecom's UAM business. Back in 2009, and of course before we were interested in drones, but in 2019 we started our project on UAM, and in a timely manner, MOLIT established a future drone transportation office, and
기업만 바라보고 있는 것이 아니라
that made us realize that not just companies, private businesses, but also the government was looking at the industry. And back in 2020, we become initial member of UAM Team Korea.
절대로 혼자 할 수 없는.
And everyone realized that this is not something that can be achieved by individuals working alone. So we work with others like Hanwha Systems, Korea Airports Corporation, and the Korea Transport Institute. Last year in November, we witnessed a demonstration project at Gimpo International Airport. By using UAM aircraft, we tested the communication capability of UAM aircraft. And with the leadership change, we also set up a dedicated organization and UAM task force under CEO. And in 2022, this year, we entered a partnership with Joby Aviation for strategy collaboration and to find future directions of the business. And to introduce the task force, the organization will be led by CEO. There is a UAM business team, and I am a member of it too. And under UAM task force, we cover business network, technology solution, corporate relations, and service development.
앞에서 말씀드린 SKT 얼라이언스
And SKT Alliance that we addressed earlier involves Hanwha Systems, KAC, and KOTI.
주요 활동 내역을 보자면은
And our activities together include smart mobility
실제로 탑승을 해볼
of Seoul City. So that was a demonstration project to actually take the flight. There was the demonstration project at Gimpo International Airport. We used a volocopter aircraft to connect it with a smartphone for communication with the ground control center. And we also provided different experiences with Hanwha and R&D projects from the government. There are 2 such projects, and 3 companies are working together to draft an intention for participation.
조비와의 파트너십인데요.
And to explain more about the partnership with Joby, this January, we signed a strategic collaboration agreement in Marina, California.
그 조비의 역량을 더해서 그 국내에서
The Joby
어떻게 사업화를 할지
joined the existing consortium
같이 논의를 하고 있는
to
상황입니다.
discuss how to bring UAM service to Korea. As you understand,
굉장히 앞서 있는
the company is very much ahead of the others in terms of the aircraft design. The maximum speed, altitude tests have been conducted, and the results were made available publicly.
그때가 이제 최고고도 테스트를 하던 상황이었어요.
And back then, when we entered the agreement, the company was testing the high altitude.
저희가 생각하고 있는 어떤 필요한
So they were testing 7,000 feet flight operation. So that actually was more than we needed, and it was a great opportunity to witness their technology.
이제 저희가 바라보는 그 UAM 내에서
So let me talk about our views on UAM. What is our approach? What is the opportunity we have in mind?
정해진 것도 없고 다들 예측의 분야다
As for
보니까
this,
생각이 다를 수 있는데요.
we have different ideas because there's nothing set yet.
입장에서 볼 때
As a service provider,
이런 어떤 부분이 있을 것이다. 다음에
we expect
어떤 고려사항이 있을
the
것이다.
things I'm going to address
간단히
soon.
얘기를 드리고자 합니다.
So that's what I'd like to share with you.
일단 서비스 관점에서 볼 때는
In terms of UAM business, we can think about four different parts.
중요도를 가지거나 같은 계위는 아닙니다.
They do not have the same priority, but
고객과 접점에서 그 UAM 탑승
as for the customer-facing side, there will be the service platform.
그다음에 저희가 또 기본적으로 통신 사업자다 보니까
Since we are a communications company, we cannot leave the network behind. And also the communication between B2B communications. We are going to implement a different network for the service.
서비스를 직접 제공하는 어떤 서비스 운영, 오퍼레이션 쪽이 또 있습니다.
And operation, service operation is something to think about. And PSU for traffic management will be the last one. So let's go over one by one. Let's start with service platform.
서비스를 제공하는 컴포넌트 사이에 존재해서
So this platform exists between the UAM and the customer. Customer makes a reservation.
그 서비스를 제공하기 위해 동원된 비클, 버티포트,
Vehicle vertical PSU will be connected by the platform. For example, by selling the amount.
직접 원하는 장소에서 UAM을 탑승.
Customers will be able to ride their UAM aircraft whenever, wherever they want.
우버 엘리베이트도 이제
Uber Elevate is also dreaming of a similar model. Of course, now the business has been divested. The platform business can be activated
기체도 많아야 될 것이고
by a higher number of aircrafts for the service, and also operators vertiports. And of course, there should be demand from customers.
다량의 수요와 공급이 있을 때
Huge demand and supply should come together to support the platform and make it more valuable.
조금 더
Maybe in the midterm, we will be able to find more value in it.
직접 적절한 그 버티포트 경로 제시 또는
Platform will be able to propose adequate aircrafts or routes to.
두 번째는
Secondly, network.
UAM 또는 이제 항공
UAM or aviation air control network
훨씬 더
is
그런 품질에 대한
requires higher QoS
예상됩니다. 이 네트워크
compared to the commercial service for the public.
네트워크를 사용할 것으로 예상되는 운항사 또는 기체가
Operators and aircrafts that are going to use this network
비용을 지불할 것으로
will
보이는데
pay
이 부분은 아직
pay the cost to the network operator, but it's not really unclear because
지불할 것인가 이런 부분도
who will pay based on what standard
여전히
and what kind of network will be laid out has not been decided yet.
저희가 간략히
The pictures below
실증했던 내용인데요.
show the scenes of the demonstration at the Gimpo International Airport. So they are the people on the ground communicating with the UAM aircraft in the air.
아직까지는 사업화 이전이다 보니까
Since the commercial service is not available yet,
관제를 위한 안전을 위한 통신 쪽에 또 많이
communication for safety between ground control and the aircraft is very important, of course. But when you think about it from the service perspective,
비즈니스 고객들이 탑승할 가능성이
business customers are more likely to use this service.
20분, 30분 동안 핸드폰 사용을 할 수 없는 것은 그
And for them,
굉장히 크리티컬한 요소가 될 수도
if they cannot access the internet during their flight, this will become a huge barrier to the use. So that's why the aerial awareness network is the key infrastructure for UAM service. Thirdly, operation. Many reports released by consulting firms focuses on the UAM service area.
서비스 운항사 쪽이
Of course, service provider operators will take the largest share of the market. To provide the operation service of PSU vertiport insurance, security, and other entities should work together and have a contractual relationships. And to ensure safety, the government should provide the license for this kind of business. As for the business model,
직접 컨택할지 또는 플랫폼을
the customer may contact the platform or the operator directly, and the platform will redeem the cost to the operator or the vertiport. That's how it makes the profit. Lastly, PSU. Routes management, management of the operational intention. They will get profits from the operators and redeem the cost to the data providers. Now, the roles that PSU can be played by is now being served by the MOLIT, the government.
드론 때부터 그런 얘기가 나오고 있고.
There has been talk about it since we first started the business with drones. Flight route settings, flight approvals. Not all of them cannot be decided by the MOLIT. Some of them should be contracted to the private sector, but there has been a discussion about how much of this can be reassigned to the private sector, because we need to think about the data flow. And PSU profitability is still questionable.
네, 다음은 저희가 이제
Let's move on and let's think about what will be the next steps. We have a meeting with different people and they are all curious about our vision of UAM. We are not only providing network connectivity but also provide other services. So we have not defined our business scope yet, but our vision involves
서비스를 프로바이딩 할 수 있는 주체가 되겠다.
the provision of the service as the service operator.
직접 소유를 하든지 또는
We can own the service or manage the service or have a contract with the service provider. Operation, PSU, network, and platform
서비스를 제공할 수 있어야 될 것입니다.
will be all integrated for the service provision. And of course, we have to closely work with the infrastructure provider. What kind of partnership we are going to have, how we are going to proceed with it, will be clarified as the industry will attain clarity and as it moves forward.
통신사로서 고객들에게 또 서비스 제공하는
As a telco,
수 있는 부분이라 함은
maybe we can provide a differentiated service to the customers.
서비스를 고객들이 이용할 수 있게 진입을 시키기 위해서는 유도를 하기 위해
To drive users to try UAM service, maybe we can offer a benefit or
이런 것들을 활용해서 그 UAM 서비스
an initiative or incentive to attract customers.
이 UAM 탑승이 일회성에 그치지 않고
And
지속되고 반복되기
to
위해서는
have repetitive customers, maybe we can think about a subscription business model.
현재 SK텔레콤이 T-우주라는
SK Telecom has a subscription platform called T-우주.
굉장히 다양한 요소에 대해서
It involves not just
제시를 하고 있는데요.
communications or data, but also others,
UAM 탑승이
like
일상화될 수 있게
e-commerce.
지원할 수 있지
Maybe this
않을까
will allow us to
도중에 인풋
make
페이먼트나 고객들이 즐길 만한
UAM
서비스를
more
있는데
accessible on a daily basis. And
저희가 가지고 있는 다양한 컨텐츠
as for the
OTT
user
서비스들이
experience, we can also provide contents like OTT services to make it more customer friendly.
UAM이 상용화되었을 때 저희가
When the commercialization of UAM is achieved, we can think about this kind of customer journey. Maybe a CEO from an overseas company visits Korea for
한국으로
business,
비행기를 타기 전에
and before he get on board the flight, he reserves a UAM from Incheon Airport to the hotel. So he go directly to the vertiport, get on the UAM, and use the internet during the flight, and he can check in before the arrival. And in the city, he can also use UT taxi service for transportation, and this will shorten the trip to 20 minutes. And let's also think about a recurring customer. Let's think about there is an office worker using a subscription service, so he can use the service multiple times per month or per day. So he goes to vertiport in Yongin using a scooter, then goes to Uljiro, then he also goes to his office using UT. To achieve this organically coordinated journey, we need a capability to integrate different elements. So here, a telco can play a role. This is our roadmap. You can look at it in two different categories of R&D project and partnership. Grand Challenge will be held tomorrow. There, you will be able to check all the requirements. And so we are also aiming to participate in this. And there are two R&D projects from the government. I hope that our alliance can have a successful outcome here. And we are now expanding our partnership network. And if we identify others to add value to this partnership, we are willing to expand it.
이상입니다. 발표
So that's all for my presentation. Thank you very much.